Your healing isn't a destination. It's a lifestyle. Straight up, bro. Sis, like, I just want to be honest with you. I want to tell you straight up, like, it is your job to do the work necessary on your mental, you know what I'm saying, your perspective, normalizing your normal. I'm gonna always say that you gotta rewire your mind to make normal again. It's been chaotic for quite some time, for quite too long. You know, this is not going to always be linear the way a lot of us survivors, want it to be, or be as happen. How fast can I make it happen more? I always told you this: the speed, the secret formula to the speed of it is start working on your body. Like start exercising, start movement, being active. That's going to speed up the process. But as far as just your morning routine, waking up in the morning, having your daily mantras. Like, this is me. I have daily mantras. Like, I have my affirmations. I listen to my podcasts or my YouTube videos on the creators I listen to. I curate my morning, embrace of knowledge with things that's going to motivate me and make me think forward. You feel what I'm saying? And I'm only stressing this to you as far as like my framework of how I've healed and how it's helped me and how I stayed like just straight with it, like stay locked in as best as I can. You don't want to let your mind you don't want to heal without a plan. You do not want to heal without a plan. You need a plan in play. You need frameworks in play. You need systems in play. Your morning routine, getting up in the morning, how you think about yourself, how you view yourself. Stop letting the voice of the ghost of Christmas past, the narcissist, bother you. Like, don't let that voice bother you. I got it. I understand that it's there and it's gonna speak to you and it's gonna relive and it's gonna make you refeel. I trust me. I completely understand that. You've got to change your perspective on why it's happening. Why is this happening? Because you're letting it happen. You know what I'm saying? Or when I say letting it happen, can you think about I waking up today? You know what? I get to do something today. I get to plan my day out. Changing your perspective. It's just those slight, small things and those slight ways to think just more positive, and not dressing up like. Because listen, I know sometimes people can think like positivity can be cheesy. The concept is this: you got to change your perspective and do different things and to get different outcomes. That's what I'm saying about having frameworks, about waking up and how you feel about yourself, and not let the narcissistic voice, bother you. Not letting that voice maintain its grip on your entire day. Straight up. You got to be able to tell yourself to focus on something that is going to be creative and or build and or make you think in a different way, in a different direction that is going to increase. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. This is just me. This is how I do it. I gamify. Like gamification. I don't know if people even know what that is, but like a lot of everyday life is just gamification. You're just inputting to get, to increase experience. How often can you do said thing to get said experience in order to get better at said skill or to create it as enhance the skill? And every single day of waking up, asking myself, man, what did I do yesterday? What can I do today to get better? I've even read the book, The Mamba Mentality, Kobe Bryant. Just understanding the perspective shift on not thinking so negative and not letting it affect you and make you feel in the way that it disrupts your entire day, your entire perspective on how you feel about people. You got to normalize how you feel about your perspective about people, based off dealing with, all that trauma. Getting back to center. You feel me? That's what I said. Speaking to yourself in the morning, positive, and just looking forward to creating something. and not letting yourself get damaged by that same memory that's truly not real in the moment. It's just only you thinking about it. I'm saying it like this because it's simple, but it's easier said than done. But I want you just to understand what it is and see it for what it is and not the feeling of it. Look at it for I really don't have to think this way, because it's the habits you build. It's the habits you build on top of yourself doing this all the single time. The inputs, getting better at said skill, being good at being positive to yourself, talking nice to yourself, being hype about yourself. Yes, enthusiastic, straight up. Because you got to understand all that energy that you put into a relationship that was fake. You got to be able to not only take it back, but input it into you. And don't be scared to. Straight up. Don't be scared of yourself. Don't be scared of yourself anymore to not trust yourself. You have to start trusting yourself. Trusting yourself to be positive. Staying on key, staying locked in, because you mean a lot to you. Transforming that energy that when you feel alone, you gotta lock in and tell yourself, hey, no, I gotta be I gotta be nice. I gotta be nice to me. Talk to yourself nice. I'm saying all this because this is the routine you gotta have every single day, and not let the triggers happen and let them bother you in the way to the point to where it's so disruptive that it throws you off track. Listen to what I'm saying. Whether it happens or not, and I'm just going to keep it honest with you, this is not going to be, a linear journey. It's not straightforward. I wish it was. It's not. I would tell you if I knew that it was linear. I promise you, bro. I would tell you, sis, like, it's not linear at all. It's all over the place, but it's how you stay focused as much as you can. It's how you stay focused as much as you can. And you gotta take yourself serious on that note, for real, because you matter that much to you. You need to matter that much to you. And not feel like you need the validation of somebody else, or letting triggers to make you recap the moment, or let somebody don't let people knock you off your square. Is what I'm saying. Whether they say it or not, or however they believe it, you have to focus on how you feel about you and your inputs in life on your deposits. You know what I'm saying? That stuff is so much more important, and having a why to do so. Why do you need to be this way? You might need to be this way for your family, for your kids. For me, it's for my kids. I don't want to be disruptive like that in my mind and can't function well being a father. So it means a lot to me to have to work on myself to not be in the way to where it could be, to where I saw my parents how they were. I'm just keeping it stacked with you. So and it's just, for me, it was like, dude, I got to be able to this and this, because I don't want to set that kind of. I didn't want that, so at least I can be the example to my kids of what I had wanted when I was younger. At least I can do that. So my why is bigger than me, for me to want to recover and want to stay focused as much as I can. These frameworks, not letting what somebody feels like about me negative, or whatever the narcissist may feel like, I cannot let that bother me. It doesn't serve me in any shape, form, or fashion. It does me no good, no justice of any sort, worrying about that. I'm not saying it on to be arrogant, but it's just, I gotta change my identity into this to be here. This is more important than something I can't change. I have zero control of. That's another thing too, of letting go of the control that you think that you got on this stuff. You don't have no control over it. You got control of you. And that's what I'm saying about your triggers and how you respond to your triggers, and being aware of that. Being aware of when somebody says something referring to a situation that you may know, and how your internal self feels some kind of way when you hear it. How do you respond internally? Do you need to have that aggressiveness, or do you need to be like, you know what? No, I don't need that much energy. You don't I do this now and practice this now these days as much as I can and be as often and aware of it, just because I don't like to have that kind of hate in my heart. It's not that deep to me anymore at this point, and I'm only stressing it to you just because it's so much energy to do so. You feel what I'm saying? You do with that the way that you will, but as far as your triggers, you got to ask yourself in that moment, is it that deep? Do you need to give that energy? Does it require you to react? Because it probably more odd chance it don't. It just requires your response to it. You don't need to drain yourself anymore. You don't need to give yourself and put yourself in a compromised position to where you got to recalibrate, because ain't nobody else going to help you recalibrate but you. You don't need to keep putting yourself in those positions often and teaching yourself that kind of chaos is normal. That's what I'm saying about how you respond to these triggers. You got to ask yourself in these moments, how am I taking this? If somebody was to bring something to my face about something about any of the moments in my life back in the day, of whatever the case may have, I'm just be like, man, I don't know, because I don't have the time. It doesn't mean anything to me anymore. It doesn't. It does me no good, no justice thinking about that. My why is completely bigger than that. That's what I'm saying about finding your why, and your triggers will naturally not bother you. This is just the healing is not as beautiful as we all wanted to be, the where it's just peaceful. We find some way. No, your healing is going to toughen you up in areas that you may not have been tough in. It's just it's the journey. You're not being jaded. You know what I'm saying? It's not like that. You're just understanding your boundaries. You're understanding more about you. You're understanding that you matter more to yourself than what you probably have thought before the situations may have happened. A lot of us go through that kind of concept too. That's why it's a big awakening when you go through this narcissistic abuse, and it's a superpower because of this kind of awareness that you have on yourself. You feel what I'm saying? Because you value yourself, and you value your time completely different. Not letting goofy buffoonery bother you. Why? Quit talking to them, or let them talk. However the situation is set up, don't let it bother you. How you think about yourself and how you input on your life is way more important than how people talk. I mean this from the bottom of my heart, because a lot of us get really mentally destroyed by how the smear campaign can take over an entire story that has never been real. I have been there and I got it. Trust. But you cannot let it bother you, because what you can do is become a better you, and that version of what that was told about you won't equate, or it won't, people will be like, wait a minute, wait, whoa, this don't make sense. I thought y'all was saying in the smear campaign the version was like this, but then I thought y'all was, that's how it'll naturally be like that. And that's when that whole story, everything falls down. Listen, all you gotta do is literally turn your back and do as best as you can for you and whatever your why is. Straight up. You will defeat, smack, all that revenge, all that all that good jazz. You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying, like, you indirectly do that as a byproduct. Not just like you're looking forward to that. I'm just saying for the concept of what you think as far as the L is. It's not an L. Don't look at the L as the loss. Look at the L as the learning situation. You feel what I'm saying? You were learning. You were learning how to become more aware of yourself. You were learning how to love yourself more. You were learning how to value your time, your connection to God. You were learning more how to value people around you. You were learning more on how to, you know what I'm saying, take care of your body and become more active. You were learning more awareness. You were learning more knowledge. You were learning. You feel what I'm saying? It wakes you up to it. Straight up. It's the deposits. It's taking it serious. It's not taking it as not being on autopilot. You feel what I'm saying? And then like the later time in the days, these the periods where you just really self-educate, whether you meditate. I advise you get meditation because it works. Meditate. I read, listen to, again, podcasts that are on topics like this, or on just self-development topics in general. Getting a framework together. You got to find your framework that works for you. You got to find a framework that you can stick to, that can keep your mind focused and locked in on positivity, no matter what people may say about you. You locked in. Straight up. This stuff was never going to be, you know, cute in the way you want it to be. It just wasn't. It just wasn't. It's designed to, again, make you more resilient for the rest of your life as you go forward, and more aware on how you use your life and how you use your time. You feel what I'm saying? Like, lock in on the version of you that you know you're trying to get to, but on the way you're still going to have this memory. Don't treat the memory in pain. Treat the memory in learning. That's it. Understand it. That's all. That's you. All you have to do is just understand it and treat the memory in learning. Don't let it defeat you. It happened. I know it was tough. It was off the chain. I know, but you got to embrace the suck. That's so that they used to tell me that in the army, man. I used to be in the army. So look, quick story time. When I got promoted in basic training, and I wasn't even trying to, it just happened like that. It was just, but they would always say, embrace the suck. And it would like gamify, like you get said experience by doing good. You'll go or no go at this station. For all my military folk. But you either go or no go at this station. I just wanted to be a go. Embracing the suck along the way. You know, growing a mental resilience and got promoted. I wasn't trying to, it just happened. But I'm just saying, like, I just took that framework and just applied it to when this happened to me and to my life. I gotta find something that I can, get good at. Okay, better. Okay, cool, bet. I'm reading these books, I'm watching these videos, I'm doing everything you're doing. Straight up. And it's just executing it and having the daily habits and the accountability. You feel what I'm saying? A lot of things that as you heal and as you become more of the version of yourself that you see, it's so many things that you'll realize it's not really that important. Like, straight up, especially dealing with especially even thinking about some of this stuff. A lot of this stuff will become very irrelevant. And you'll realize, the connections you have with certain people, value those people, because there's not two people you're going to have these genuine connections with. You feel what I'm saying? Straight up, bro, sis. And just, again, the gym, home exercise, healthy eating. I promise you, when you mix all that together, I promise you, you get to a place where this is so just a learning experience to get you better for something else, for another experience. It is to truly test you and get you better for the next chapter in your life. That involves you focusing on yourself. That involves you to need you to be a better version of yourself. You feel what I'm saying? I mean this from the bottom of my heart, because I get asked a lot, like, how do I stay motivated and things like that and stuff like that. Like, it's not about motivation. It's really about discipline. You got to have the discipline to do it. And the only way you're going to have discipline to do it is by doing said thing, which is working on yourself, bro. Sis, you have to find the things that you can keep in your face as you wake up and do, and remind yourself to talk positive to yourself, to talk to yourself with the ambition. Don't let narcissists dim your light any more than what they tried to. You need to brighten it up. Throw some coal on it. Throw some logs on it. You know what I'm saying? Like, you need to brighten it up. Straight up. I don't like when people feel self-defeated, because I want you to feel better about yourself, but I want you to put the necessary deposits into yourself so that you can increase the experience to feel good. You feel what I'm saying? I mean this from the bottom of my heart, bro, sis. So I hope this message finds you well. I'm Fonzie Murph, and I'm out. Peace.